never talk about it. We just do it next one. Yeah, no, I got it. That way there's no discouragement. Yeah. Yeah, Lisa Brown.
All right, how's it going, everyone? Sorry for that little bit of a delay on the talking part. We're getting a few things set up in here. We actually got started a little bit early for a change, but and that like never happens for those of you that's joined us before. So thanks for joining us here, Bayard live stream. Got a really great match started up here with Mr. Alec Saputo and Casey Grove. Both of them have come out and joined us here before, a couple of times actually, and so excited to see the two of them against each other. This should be nice. Still in the first game. I actually just walked in the booth myself. Got my good friend over here, Tim Miller, running some buttons. Gotta say hi, Tim.
Hi, everybody.
That's about as much as we're gonna hear until he has a few drinks.
Real nice shot there.
Some familiar names over here popping up. How's it going? Oh, and Muhammad. He's not familiar, but also got a second string. If we get a little quiet in here, it's because we're also watching the Triple Crown match, and Monica Webb and Tina Larson's shooting at the moment. So we're trying to get as much pull as we can at one time. If y'all didn't see the post earlier, congratulations to Kaylee McIntosh.
Yeah, is that where she was?
Still is. This is the one pocket event that they're playing now. They had the finals for the 10 ball last night. A few days ago had the 14-1. I think she came in 5th, 6th, and 14-1, and then came in second place after a really tough fought 2 sets that they had to play because she was in the hot seat for 10 ball, but still great showing. She's out there against very talented ladies. Since I'm just seeing the match, Tim, how's it been looking? Nothing? No comment?
Like you said, I'm not a few drinks in yet.
Also sitting here in the booth with us, Chad, I don't think. Kosher. Joined us over here and coming to watch his buddy play a few sets, and everybody's going to agree this is a good match. I think this one stayed pretty tight all the way through. All right, so sorry about that. Just getting everything kind of finished up. Had a little bit of a surprise when poll players are actually ready on time, and again, I'm just not used to that. So, hats off for these guys for actually doing their part. Now I just got to get better at mine. So, got a few comments out here. Jose, thank you both for the stars and the compliment. Trying to do what we can out here. Casey jumping out quick. 3-0, and one of the things we were actually just talking about whenever the mic was turned off in here was how quickly it can change, and we've seen it change very quickly out here as far as who's running sets and who's got into a little bit of a slump. Even going up 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, doesn't necessarily always tell you how the outcome of the game's going to be, but sure feels good if you're the player that's jumped out to a big lead at the beginning.
Right, man. Once you get to that caliber like this,
Oh, yeah.
it could back and forth so quick.
You jump out there and put 2 or 3 breaking runs back to back, and all of a sudden the mentality of the other person is just completely changed, and trying to play more saves, trying to do so many different things. And it's a quick way to get yourself into a bit of a slump. But again, both these guys, they're not new to this game. They I'm sure that they know how to get into a slump, and I know that they know how to get out of one. But 3-0 against Alec, that's doing something.
He is just stay focused.
Got to control the table.
Yeah.
So much of a bigger fan myself. I was glad that they decided to play this one as 10-ball. And you might actually know, because I not talked to them beforehand. I usually get all of the rules. Are they playing pretty traditional as far as you have to call all the shots?
Call all shots.
3 foul rules.
3 foul rule. Turtle rack. I think they're using it. Right?
What magic rack?
Magic
yeah,
rack,
same thing. Template rack.
Starting off, much even. No. Alex is definitely. I think he's a little higher in Fargo. But
I should have. Somebody was just asking if we knew what their Fargos were.
I think Alex is 651.
That sounds
And
about right.
Casey's like a 45.
Okay, so they're pretty much dead even when it comes to that.
Fargo jumps 5-10 points no matter what.
Depending on who you, how another person that you shot a year ago shot that last weekend. Yes.
Yeah.
I've always thought it was funny how I don't even play and go up or down.
One thing I've always learned is you never base anybody off their Fargo rating.
Anything that's got a handicap system also has people that are working a handicap system.
Right.
I like the fact that whenever it comes to our the Sunshine, the Predator Tour that we've got down here, and some of those where it's actually where people can. It's not like league play, where just because you lost that week doesn't mean anything.
Right.
So you can kind of throw it a little bit here and there and work with the handicaps. You start doing that out of the Predator Tour, you're costing yourself money, or you're probably going to lose that match. And you're not going to work the system quite like you would in just regular league play.
I actually played a few of them here recently.
Have you?
Yeah.
And they do a great job at Bobby
Garza,
and Janine. They just that's hard working couple of people right there to do what they do. Like the tournament's not hard enough, and then if Bobby takes the equipment to be able to set the stream table up and all of that stuff. And it's pretty rare that I do streams on the road because man, that's a lot
of work. I can come off with another one.
This is strong shooting. I mean, wouldn't expect any less, but
Casey's definitely been on his game.
it's definitely been a while. It's probably been, I almost say a year. I don't know if it's been quite that long since he's been out here, but when he was out here before, his opponent, and I'll keep him nameless, he kind of torched him, and it's. But then he's wanted to come out a few times, and he's had people that just kind of backed out or whatever. Plus, of course, life happens. We have things we have to do. This is a little bit of a drive. It's an hour for each of these guys to get over here. And of course, whenever you're coming over, now we've got Tampa traffic to use.
Yeah.
Just FYI, if the person's blocking the camera, it's because my controller over here keeps going to sleep.
Guess I'll make the next one Jack and Mountain Dew.
Right spot.
I think that's gonna have to go on the side. Think about that whenever it comes to getting on the 7-ball. And we got a nice little bump there.
Yeah, nice.
That's the rail.
His
I was actually thinking he was just going to play like a little bit of an angle to the side pocket and drift it down. Obviously,
Yeah.
he knows what he's doing. A little short, but
From there, do you bank it?
I probably would. He will probably go around.
Stopped it.
That's pretty close to where Alec wants that one to sit. 10-ball side. Out there for a little bit of angle,
Back
but
a little bit.
it was whenever just shortly before Casey got here, he was working a little bit more on his break, which you should always do on any table that you don't play on constantly. He's got he shoots his breaks like he was consistently out here earlier. He's got a firecracker break, and 10-ball, 9-ball, it's all about that.
Right. Usually it's the coin toss to start off. You want to get the coin toss, just keep your break. Definitely. I'm trying to think of the last one I saw him. I think it was up at Capone's. Played a tournament up there, and like you said, the break was crazy. Doing what?
He got bumped a little bit, but got the ball heading towards the back, and when ball's back there with it, most certain that you're going to have a shot on the one after that. 1 ball down, 2 balls down. 8, yep. Mr. Jeremy Bell, how's it going today? Also, not too often we've got 2 lefties shooting.
Yeah.
Ooh, use the whole pocket.
Wiped its feet on the way in, that's for sure.
See, again, as you see at the bottom, race to 21 on this. Man's got $1,000 on it, so they're not playing with chump change over here.
How many sets are they going to play tonight?
Probably just the one, unless somebody wants to do a shorter set, which be less money, that kind of thing. But they had initially only told me one. And if you got races to 21, you're not usually gonna. You
Usually
may
around
want
about
to do
4
a-
hours, 3 to 4 hours.
I'd say right in between. 3.5 hours for 10 ball. And I only give them that much credit because they are two good shots.
Right.
Might even be closer to. I mean, if it keeps going like this, it's probably gonna be closer to 3 hours. Assuming that they keep it close and all of that. But races to 21, with what you consider a mid-level player, I mean, that can be a 5-hour match. I mean,
Right.
that can really stretch out and start getting into a few defenses here and there, and time just starts ticking away. They're going to play defenses when they have to. That's about it.
Got underneath.
A miscue. Look at the tip like it did.
Trying to draw it back towards the side pocket.
So not a whole lot of work that has to be done here. You can just bump it against the side and come back out, and he still wants to leave a little bit of angle, so it's not like he has to get all the way back across the table. Looked good until it didn't go in. Same kind of thing. Just be 3/4 away, pretty close to where the ball is now. You can get down a little bit closer, but
I'm gonna go with he did miscue on that last one.
oh yeah,
'cause it
yeah.
looks like he's
He's beating up the tip.
doing a little work on there.
How's it going, Brian Luke? I've seen you two out there playing before. Y'all are y'all know what you're doing. Little straight. Good job about bumping it off. This isn't a gimme. Guessing he's just gonna drag it down the right side over here. Let me try to go. Ooh,
Tried to follow it.
might get lucky with that leave though. Stopping time. It looks like he's got a makeable shot in the side pocket.
He cut.
Yeah, it is. He's gonna bank it.
One's back it.
Ooh,
Close.
and he hit that good too.
Yeah, he did. Another one right there.
One that told
Not a gimme cut, but very makeable.
not much of a give me here with the leave either.
Oh, this just keeps getting more fun. Brian, you're more than welcome.
Chooses to play a defense with it and let Casey try to figure out that cutter bank shot.
Yeah. All right, Casey, you been working on that one pocket game? He feels like he has. All in the bank. Tough call, 'cause a lot of times it's kind of a sellout if it doesn't work. But he still got a little lucky. It bounces out and stays on that short rail. Jose calling out Mr. Jeremy Bell. Wrong with that. Or distance, and if Casey's going to try for that bank shot again. Actually go to either corner from here. He's going to back or try to back bank it. Ooh. Far overcut. Is he going to get his lucky on the leave?
Definitely not.
Nah, that's a lot of straight. Stepping up and resetting. Something about it didn't like the first time and did it right. Moves that back to 4-2. 2 games separates these guys out. Place that or the way that Alec's been hitting, and we'll actually just kind of look at it while he's over here, and you can see a small spot, which is a pretty typical 10-ball break, but he has been setting it about right here. Whenever he breaks, a lot of times he's trying to actually draw the cue ball back up here, let that one ball go back up to this side. Almost assures yourself being able to get a shot on that one ball we talked about before. We'll see if that's what he does on this particular one. Like they're staying in line. Is that ball going to get in the way? It does not drop the wing balls, though. Good wide open spread.
But you got to make the one to start, and I think you got the 5 ball in the way. Or you just play it rail first and easy.
It's gets the cue ball a little bit strong. Good 2-row kick. Stay up there. Gonna come out and give Alec a shot. So someone actually just sent us a message and was saying that we're having it seemed on his that we were having maybe a little bit of audio issues or probably even possibly even bandwidth issues. Let me know if you're having any trouble with lagging, with it speeding up after the lag, if the sound is funny, if there's anything that just seems off, and we'll see what we can do to get it corrected. Everything going into Facebook looks good. Those of you that are on YouTube, it does not seem to be doing it on there. But I'm wondering if it's just a little bit of a Facebook glitch, like maybe we just need to drop it back down to the 720. Didn't ever notice any of those kind of things until we started going to the full 1080s, and maybe that's it. I'm not really sure. Nice little bump to get that 6 ball out of there. That was a good position play. Okay, thanks, Brett. And that one, I might know what I need to look at, so I'll play with that in just a second. We do still put some filters to kind of take out some background noise, and it it may be kind of wreaking havoc a little bit. Catches a little bit more of the 6-ball than he wanted to. Still gets a lot of distance on it. Leaves a tough shot for Casey to come back.
Let's mute the trade.
Yeah. All right, test, test, test. Okay, looks like it should be a little better now than what it was before. But again, if you're still seeing some audio issues, by all means, we're always trying to make improvements here. But in the same act, we have a tendency to turn a lot of buttons and a lot of dials. Sometimes it works for the better, and sometimes it doesn't. So if you are still hearing some issues and some cutouts, let me know, and I'll turn a little further or a little less. See if they're done beating up that 7-ball. All right. That's a tough cut. They might be beating up the 8-ball now.
That's a safety play.
Yeah. I think it goes, cuts it across the far side and back down. Let's see, it's at three rails back down the bottom.
He might try to cut it in the corner there.
I think you go for this shot all day long.
Oh, he definitely is.
He's using bottom left. There it is. Nice shot.
That's makeable. That was a nice shot. Strong. 5-2. So still, that 2 or 3 games, it can go quick, but it's sure nice to be the guy out in front.
Yeah.
I didn't see the line coming into play.
I like to be the guy breaking.
Yes. Yeah, without a doubt. That's where the control starts. I was really surprised on the previous break with Alec not making one on the break again. Going back to whenever he was practicing earlier, it was like 3 to 4 balls on every shot.
Mhm.
It's like holy smokes! And not, with a break like that, he's gonna be tough to deal with. Five down, 3 down. Got a shot on the one.
Yeah,
Something else down too.
7 ball.
7. Yep. Tim gave up on the ball count at the bottom.
I did it for the first rack since I came in here and they had already started, and balls were already missing. I couldn't turn it off before it started.
That is surprisingly difficult to keep up with down there. Like when you watch the network TV, I swear there's got to be like one guy that's his job. Just to click those buttons.
I guarantee you there's somebody getting paid to just click those buttons.
Really don't see much issue with this rack.
Not even 6 to 8, but he's a little on the wrong side of it. But I think he can force it down, not have to worry about the 10 ball.
Hey, just take it to the corner now instead of playing the 6 on the side.
He's definitely going to take it to the corner,
Absolutely.
but it's still got that little bit of angle, not quite heading to the 10 ball, but he doesn't want to
Might
get
stop
so
it right
close.
there. Yeah.
Oh, good call.
Another one.
Casey's getting familiar with this corner.
Getting in the groove.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somehow or another, if you're Alec, you got to figure out how to put a stop to that.
Yeah. It's tough when someone gets grinding.
Yeah, well, it's the whole thing. Whether it's having to play him defenses and make him miss a few kicks or something, you got to get him off of that pedestal where they feel like they can just make everything. And
Right.
that's kind of where he's at right now. And it's until that changes, until you can put a little bit of fear that says, "Hey, this guy can run out too."
Right. Well, on the opposite end, you don't want to get too comfortable.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Yeah, whatever you're trying, you better be successful at it.
All right.
I see Logan over here. Surprised you didn't come out and join.
8 to 3 ball. Got a shot on the one.
Yeah, it's I mean, you're up by 4 games. I think at this point you kind of have, whenever it makes sense, you just keep the pedal down. Go ahead and try to cut the 5, let it go back down table and back up.
Yeah.
You've got Alec in the position you want him, and that's sitting down. And I'm not sure if he was trying for that one.
Not sure. Yeah. Nice. You don't really want to leave yourself long. Good shot.
Drift over to the other side, and she can go
Being a
forward or
lefty.
backwards. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that. Dude. That's the
Left himself a
bad
little
side
short
for
there,
him.
though. Well,
I think he's
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Plenty of rail to be able to use.
I drift a little low down on the bottom, though. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Huh? He stopped. Deceiving.
Is that?
Deceiving.
Yeah, that's a. I'm guessing he's going to try to go above that 9 ball and not shoot it inside.
Mhm.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with this.
No.
Well, we'll chalk 1 to a calculated risk, but otherwise, that's a good run out. Start getting into where you're shooting around that 6 or 7. It's time you better get out or know where you're going to hide it ahead of time.
Oh, I was like, I knew they were somewhere because it's like, you know, people play 1-5 here. Yeah.
That's a pretty jam up safety there. It almost looks like that 10 ball is in the way of the natural. So he's gonna have to use a little bit of right.
Yeah, he's gonna have to put some spin on it.
Oh, he's using all the rails. It's hard to say
Yeah,
that was
it was
the wrong
tough
shot.
behind that 2 ball.
Mm-hmm. It's either that or you get to try to come off the rail all the way up table, bottom right, digging into it. And
Yeah,
you might as well just hand the ball in. And they're playing 3 foul. I'm not going to get it on that one.
Yeah. Oh, you can got an eye on it.
And that 2-3 is not quite lined up for the corner. It's close. It's makeable, but you really have to cut that 2 at the top of the free ball.
Might stick it right behind that 5 ball there.
Should call the 10 ball and draw that cue ball all the way back up the top rail. See if that 1 stays behind the 5, and you get a free shot at the 10.
That's true.
Or you can do that.
I didn't even see that.
I mean, it's kind of what you were talking about. Just
Yeah, I mean,
Opposite.
I thought he'd stick him behind the 5, but I didn't think he'd get 10.
This is why I stay behind the glass.
well, yeah, 750 back here, right?
Oh yes. But I also just made that 10 ball. Just FYI.
First jump, you go out. Off the 3.
That's not going to help him out in this game.
There it is.
It's going to help
your
Casey
shot.
out a little bit.
Yeah.
Little angle. He's gotten just enough angle to get above that 10 ball, to miss the 10 ball and let it go up. Barely. Uh-oh.
Let's see it cut it up. You gotta kind of just put it towards the bottom rail and keep it like that. Oh,
Yeah. And trying to stick the 4 down the middle. Yeah, 7's in the way of trying that. Uh-oh.
mm.
Well, again, if
Yeah.
this is 9 ball, you
If it's
could
nine-
make the
I mean,
10.
If it was 9 ball, it might be possible. He's looking at it though.
I mean, it's still possible. He just has to actually say that's his shot.
So
Right.
that's using some brass. You want to call that 10 ball from there, then.
Right. He's looking at it. Well,
I'd be curious if I could do it too. So.
drawing it back to it.
No, it would actually would have been smart even to make the 10 to get out of the way of that 7, also
Correct.
get it away from that pocket. Because you don't want to create a situation where it's a race to the 7 ball.
All right. Stun on this.
Just enough angle. Tight pocket for a 7 ball.
Yeah.
Let's see him call anything. So he's shooting the 7. Ooh. That's playing with fire right there.
Yeah. What was your word earlier? Brass? Big little angle.
I get a little closer. I think I'd want to draw this back and go ahead and put a
Yeah.
pretty stiff shot on it. Or it's just going to get you on the wrong side. Nicely done.
Definitely feeling. It looks like he's feeling in his element.
He's stone cold whenever he's out there. I don't get it, but hats off to him. Lining up a little bit more on the outside, which means he's going to get a little bit more drive into the center of the ball. You see both of them kind of drifted back up on the same side. Still a nice break, though. Pockets, just 1 ball.
Definitely looks like he's making an adjustment to the break for
Mhm.
sure.
Leaves a makeable 1, but getting position on that 2 ball from there That's gonna have to run around a bit.
Might sit behind that 10.
It's gonna make it past it. That's a good
Yeah,
shot.
good shot.
Take a look real quick and see if that 3 does pass by the 7. I think it's a little funny. He can definitely make the cut. You've got a wall of balls over there
Get to that 5
that you got to
ball.
deal with. It looks like he's going to try to.
Mm,
Well, he got a nice roll out of that one. That can be dangerous or perfect. He found perfect.
mm.
Side pocket points showing some love out there a bit. Doesn't have to do too much work with this one. He's queuing lows. He's chasing it around a bit. Should stay close to on line with where he wants to be. It's a little out, but I'm sure he would have liked to have been able to put that in the side pocket. Down and back up.
Mm.
Catches the point.
And that was a stiff angle.
It was. Especially when you're trying to throw that much English on a ball.
When you're throwing that spin on there, definitely makes the angle stronger.
Mm-hmm. You see a hell of a shot being jacked up over the 10 ball like that.
Pulling away a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because it's literally just because Alex he's not shooting bad. It's just
No.
that one little tiny bit here and there, and it's cost him a couple of games now. Well, a couple of games, and this is a dead
Yeah.
even race.
No, he's been shooting good.
Mhm.
Both been shooting great.
And still a pretty long way from being over.
Yeah. Like you said, though, you miss a couple key balls.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it takes sometimes.
Even more so if you just kind of let it get in your head just
Right.
that little bit. Because the last thing you need is something taking any focus away.
Yeah. And a lot of pool players been through the head struggle.
Oh, yes. I still am.
I always get there. It's one of my nemesis, really.
No, I know that, like, even whenever it comes to like playing things as simple as League, I do definitely try to kind of step back, sit down for a second, deep breath. All right, you already pulled that trigger. Let's go on to the next shot and try to
Right.
forget about it. Sometimes easier than others.
My biggest thing is I had an eye injury about 10 years ago that just I cannot get back to the area that I was in game,
Mm-hmm.
and I struggle with that because you know what you're supposed to do on the table, you know where the ball's going, you just can't put it down on the table.
And it's always the silly shots that
Yeah.
get you, and that's sometimes that's the easiest ones to miss because you're looking at where you want the cue ball to go. You
Right.
picked your head up. You've already you're already walking away before you even the tips touch the cue ball. There's so many little things that happen that cause us to miss those really simple things. and that's the ones that stick in your head because you keep kicking yourself and saying, "Why did I do that?" I see the infamous Dominic Dunn's joined us over here. How's it going tonight?
What's up, Dom?
And I can't believe that the people's tournament wasn't filled up on day one.
I think it's filled up now. I think he posted earlier there was 3 spots left.
Yep.
Or...
He said there's 2 spots right now.
Is there?
Yeah, he won't finish out the night with those 2 spots.
I would love to go out there, but I'm going to be going to Memphis or up to Biloxi, Memphis area for gambling. So I'd rather hit the casino, but the day I come back is the day of the tournament.
Oh, wow.
So I literally have to drive 3 hours to get over there. Just not going to be able to make it.
Yeah, I tell you, and it's I didn't make it to the previous one, and I'll be the first to tell you that whenever it comes to Dominic, prior to that tournament, I'd never heard his name. After that tournament, people won't stop talking about him. So you're doing something right over there, Dom, and you definitely put on one hell of a tournament. And anybody that likes to go out to him that hasn't signed up yet, you're missing out.
Yeah, I've heard the same. I already thought it was a stand-up tournament.
That's the little mistakes right there that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And he'll think about that one until he gets back to the table. And
actually, Dom's raffle was the one I won that flowers queue I was just telling you about earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
96 players in 4 hours. Yeah, that doesn't even come close to surprising me.
No. Like I said, everybody I've ever talked to says that was a stand-up tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little roll on it.
One of these days, I'll be good enough to play them myself.
And actually, I think he's hosting April Larson right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Seen her shooting a couple of times over the last few days.
Yeah. That's a hell of a shot there too,
Yes. And really, you want as many people like her in the sport, people that are just very humble in their actions, and then hit the table and just do what she does. And
right.
We could use a whole lot of good sport people like that.
I give anybody credit, especially promoting state of Florida for pool. And Dom's definitely one of the top contenders in there.
I'd invite him over here, but I'm scared he's just going to keep walking in front of the camera all night.
Well, I was watching one of your other streams, and you were talking about trying to get some of the East Coast people over here.
Yes, we've had a few.
Have you?
Yeah, because even like whether it's we've had quite a few from Orlando, but some even like Kyle Cahill, comes up, and he's up by Deltona.
Oh, okay.
A few that have come from South Florida. We've had 192 or 196 players that's been out here on the stream at some point in time.
Wow.
Going by the list that actually fills out like the board that's up there.
Mm-hmm.
And each time somebody comes out, obviously we have to enter brand new names and things like that into it so that you can pick them on the school boards.
Right.
And we are just under 500 total matches that's been out here.
Nice.
And it's still sitting in the 390s or 490s, excuse me. So we've had a few people come from around, which is again it's a little humbling that people will drive for that many hours to come and kind of play in essentially a game room.
I'll be the first one to tell you, man. East Coast got a lot of strong players.
They do.
A lot of strong players. I was up in Jacksonville a couple weeks ago. Well, St. Augustine area. Jacksonville, not far away, but just the caliber of players that, the state of Florida alone has caliber players,
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them are underrated, but that's even better.
I was talking to somebody else that a friend of theirs. So he lives up towards like the Michigan area.
Mm-hmm.
A friend of his used to live up that way, and he was easily considered an A+ player. And but when he came down here, he was a reasonably strong B at best. Based on the kind of calibers that you're playing against here in Florida as opposed to a lot of other places. I'm sure that can be selective because if you go into a big city that has a lot of pool halls, they've probably got great players in that place. But overall, in Florida, we just have a ton of different places to be able to play. So overall, you end up with a larger collection of players to kind of pull that from.
And I'm from the Chicago area originally, and I played a lot of players up there in my younger days, and a lot of strong players. Pool was big. Then I moved to Florida, and that was 25, 30 years ago, and just to see the difference in the amount of pool, you know, a lot of the players up north, you go for the weekend, you go to tournaments, you know, you have your table in your house because half the time it's freezing.
Right.
But you come down here and, you know, for some reason, everybody knows how to shoot pool.
It's the American version of the Philippines.
Yeah.
I noticed whenever I was doing some traveling to Texas, whenever I'm traveling for work, a lot of times, if I'm going to be somewhere for a while, I'll take my cues with me. And that one of the biggest things that we have here in Florida is a lot of pool halls that actually have 9-foot tables. There's a lot of places will have very nice. I mean, they'll have Diamonds and many other leading brands of 7-foot tables, but they still have 7-foot tables, and they may have 60 of them. And out of those 60 tables, 10 of them might be 9-foot and things like that. Which here that's unheard of, but there's just more common.
Well, seeing up north, it's kind of weird too because unless you go to an actual hall, you're hitting bar boxes, you know.
But every bar has pool tables.
Every bar has pool tables. They have 2 or 3 bar boxes. Usually they're like a Valley 7-foot, you know, and you get used to that. And then you come down to Florida and everything's 9-foot.
And Simona's cloth.
Right.
And, everything's going to roll true. Your house advantage is gone.
Yeah. Including your depth perception.
So this is when I usually start messing the players up. So I'm just this is where I start keeping my mouth shut. I've seen more people.
Curse.
Oh yes, I'm becoming more and more famous for that. We were sitting there watching the 10-ball ladies last night, and I made a comment about, oh, no problem, she's out on this one. And of course, whenever she misses, the other 3 people in the room turn straight at me, and it's like, you don't even have to be commentating, and you can still pull that off. It's like, God, shut up.
It's quite odd too because you'll watch a lot of streams or anything video wise with pool, and as soon as the commentator does say something, that's when they do it.
Can't think of the guy's name, but the retired pro, real deep voice. He still does a lot of streams around, and he's very, very quick to give the early predictions. And it's like I can't do it. Even if I know that they're going to run out, I have 0 doubt that they're going to run out. I just can't do it anymore. Because somehow or another, a ball is going to bobble.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Adam. Let me see if I can get that fixed. All right, test. It looks like we might be a little bit better here, but yeah, if you're still seeing it, by all means, please let me know. Straight into the rail.
You gotta get a little roll though.
Yeah, there's I mean, obviously there's a little something that's going on.
There's a cut there.
And we're what, 13 on the 14th game into it, so
Here's the cut.
that was a nice cut too. He's gonna get rewarded over that one, I
yes,
believe.
he is.
How's it going, Miss Leanne? Good to see you watching us over here. Speaking of the East Coast people.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with a lot of them. I mean, I've played a few, bigger tournaments over there when I was younger,
Mm-hmm.
but not familiar with a lot of the East Coast players.
I went over last time actually going over, and it's been a while now, but went over excuse me, to Rex for a 9-ball tournament. Miss Leanne over here was when I'm running that tournament, and man, that was a nice tournament. Great place over there. I don't know if you've been to Rex before.
Yeah,
That's
actually,
a beautiful place.
I've been there once. I really enjoyed it. I mean, that's the thing with like even the Predator tournaments, and there's a lot of tournaments up there. They do great tournament play. For me, it's like a 3.5, 4 hour drive, so it's tough at times.
Yeah, it's not so bad from on this side, but we're already past the Tampa traffic over
Right.
here, so and we can make it to Kissimmee in 45 minutes or less.
I'm from over in St. Pete. I'm actually Seminole, right there with St. Pete area.
Oh, you're far on the other side. Okay.
So I'm hitting the Skyway Bridge in about 10 minutes.
Is that how y'all came up today? It's going across the Skyway and back around, or
No,
Howard Franklin?
The Selman.
Okay.
Take Gandy to Selman, and it's about a 45-minute ride.
Yeah, if it's not too bad to get over to Gandy, then that's definitely because that's the way I used to come home from work whenever I was working over there.
Yeah, I mean, if you hit Gandy at 5 o'clock, you're gonna be sick.
Our
But
I've got an office over there in the Microsoft building. I go to it twice a year, whether I need to or not. Looks like he's going to get
rewarded.
a nice leave on this one. Oh, that was nicely done. Speed on that one was great. Leaves himself a little bit of an angle to get back on the high side. Let's switch that camera and see if we can see if that 3-ball does look like it goes in the bottom, and little short on the lead there. That 3-ball does definitely go by. I'm sure he wanted to get up a little bit higher. But he does still have to get that 5-ball broken out, and gets it broken out, but does leave Alec with a cut on the 3-ball and an open 4. Right. Good speed, decides to stay below it. It's close to straight. Looks like he's going to go ahead and rub the rail on the way in, give himself that little bit of an angle. Was hoping that 8-ball would stop it. Still a makeable shot on the side. Just kind of running down along the bottom. Let it pop back out for that 6-ball. Ooh, that was thin. Even catches the left side of that side pocket. A little straight on the 7, but shouldn't be too much issue. That 8-ball still sitting out pretty close to the middle. I think that came out there nicely. Mr. Alec Saputo scratching his way back up. 10-5. 5 games separates, and I will say it until this match is completely over. There's kind of at the moment it's an advantage to KC, but this is not an over game. I'll step away from the mic real quick, but I'll be back in just a moment. right, guys, we'll step back in, talk a little bit more. Definitely have to take breaks every once in a while, and normally we were actually just talking about out there a second ago that the a lot of times whenever they get about halfway through, in this particular case, your first one to 11 would typically say that you're about halfway, but these two guys, they're just going to keep chugging right on through, and it's always good for the viewer, so I never complain about that. As opposed to, we've definitely had some matches where they take a lot of breaks.
Good stroke on that.
Yeah, I'm sure that he wanted to bump that 4. Just not. Yeah, that 4's got nowhere to go.
It's probably sticking right behind that 8.
Call it 10. Never mind, do it your way, the safe way. Beautiful shot. That's some good speed there. And he's got all the trouble ones out of the way. That's a tough one to hit. Oh man, that was nice. Is he going to leave him a shot, or is he going to stay on the top? It's going to stay there.
He's going to leave him a safe behind that 7, I think.
I think he'll put the...
No, he might. He might go the other way. Personally, I'd probably stick the cue ball right behind that 7.
That's a long reach to use that kind of inside English, but you might...
He's grabbing the stick.
Could also just put the 4 ball over there. I think that'd be a little...
Absolutely, yeah. It could go either way. Looks like that's where it's going with it.
Absolutely. It's got a big gap over there to put it into. Didn't quite get
tough.
it. Ah, and that point didn't help him out at all. A little roll for Alec there. Yeah, nothing fancy here. Just go back and forth. Yikes. Some uncharacteristic misses here.
Still a iffy here.
It is, just because of the side that it's sitting on.
2 rails. 1, 2. Back out.
He hit that nice.
Good speed.
Draw back over to the side for the 7 straight up. Doesn't want to be too straight on the 7. Nothing wrong with that. Again, he's winning because he's keeping it simple. He's just making one shot after the other.
Not trying to overthink it or be over dramatic.
Good angle here.
Little draw.
Yeah, because he's got a pretty decent amount of table over there on the right-hand side to draw that over to.
Yeah.
Still have a shot on that 9 ball. Oh, and he's looking at the leaf.
Well, you're going to get a little lucky here.
Wow.
Little jelly roll.
Alex thinking the same thing. Little shake of the head there says, why can't I get a roll like that?
Yeah, that head shake explains it all right there.
He must be able to catch the edge of it.
Yeah, he got a hit.
Oh, he's going to make that. Beautiful job.
Here's where you were talking, keeping it simple.
Jars it. I tell you, the more that back of the cue stick goes up, the more the accuracy goes down. I think both of them kind of proved that a little bit.
Took another one.
Yeah, I think he might have stole that one a little bit, but we wouldn't expect him to miss the 8 ball either. So
right. Time with the roll didn't help. But we all know that's pool. Rolls happen. the best thing is try not to beat yourself up about it. Just keep moving forward.
When I remember, like even back all the way in the early 2000s when we used to see a lot of the ladies play on ESPN and things like that. That
I was just talking about that with another guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the comments that was made back then, and I've never forgot it, when they were speaking of that you're not going to win a pool tournament without some luck going your way.
Right. Every game has luck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very few and far between where you see it's all skill. No, I was talking with a guy a couple weeks ago about that. You know, back because when I started, you know, I was 15. That was back in '90, and that's all you saw a lot on TV was women. You know, and then the men came up a little bit, and what's weird about that is like most sports, it's men.
Yep.
But we were talking about that, and what was weird is the discussion came about is women. It seems like the women's end of it has not dropped down skill-wise, but interest-wise. And that was one of the things like we were talking about was Dom with the ladies' end and bringing in April and it was, you know, any exposure is good exposure.
Well, one of the things, and I've heard often that one of the reasons that pole kind of died off from being a spectator sport and being on TV and things like that is because if you think of all the popular sports, you're going to see the player you came to see often.
Right.
Because everything is like, it's supposed to go back and forth. Like you would take a shot and I'd take a shot, that kind of thing. Well, pole is not like that. Because I know multiple times of watching some of the pros, that was a hell of a try. So if I'm watching, you know, Shane Van Boning playing 10 ball on a 7-foot table,
right,
and but you're there to watch the person he's playing against. Well, you know, Shane goes up and snaps off 7 back-to-back
26
runs.
racks.
and whenever the guy he went up, he lagged, he sat down, and then he broke his stick down 9 games later. So
right.
you never got to see the player that you were
Originally,
there to be able to see, and it does drop the interest overall because of things like that. But yet we're seeing, you know, cornhole, darts, I mean, just all these other games because you shoot, I shoot, and going back and forth. Well, one of the things whenever it comes to the ladies is the ladies play a more finesse game. They technically play a smarter game, and you're going to see both of them at the table. So now we're to a time that you're not seeing it on TV, and the only people that are really watching are people that are a little bit more hardcore pole people,
right?
And they're watching to see these phenomenal shots and this tremendous amount of English and things like that. And I think that's kind of played a little bit of a toll on what's going on for people just watching this as a game or as a sport, whichever you want to look at it, and kind of in general. So hopefully it comes back. But
and a lot of the strong pool players know that there's a good possibility you might not watch your player shoot. You know, but like you're saying, as a general public wise, that's not what they want to see. And
you have to have thousands of viewers, not hundreds, you know, that you do on live streams. And network's not going to spend, you know, all of that kind of money for 500 people to watch.
Right.
Couldn't afford it if they wanted to.
I would love them to bring back the Wild World of Sports or something.
I mean, it's nice that like we've got Moscone Cup, you know, is picked up by Daslin and some of those kind of things. They're doing the World 10 ball championships and those kind that they're playing on full network quality. But it's just not. It's obviously still not showing enough interest because we're having to pay money in order to be able to watch those, and almost a pay-per-view type of thought process. The one that we're watching for the Triple Crown, that's the pay-per-view.
Even what is it? Shaw and Carlio is playing.
Yep,
they started tonight. You know, pay-per-view.
I mean, somebody has to pay for it, and you know, if it's the individuals that want to watch it, or advertisements.
And personally, if it's something I really want to watch, I could care less about the money, you know.
Right. If you're anything like me, I'll waste so much money that it's ridiculous anyway. So what's another 20? Hey, my button pusher's back. How's it going, Tim? Say hey.
Hi.
We lost a little shape here.
Where's the next one? Oh, it's up there. Say hey. Oh, is that the one he called? Or he might have been made to shoot that one again.
Yeah.
Because the lowest, but yeah. Keep forgetting about that little rule.
In case he wasn't going to shoot that.
All right, is there any problems here? Because that 5, I mean, the 4 looks like it goes. 5, maybe 5 to 6. I can't imagine he's going to have a problem there.
Looks
But
like might
or
put it
just
up in the
defense
top
it.
corner.
I could see him wanting to defense this one back down table and just leave
Set
it
it
right
behind
there.
the 8.
You getting over or not? Which one is it?
Sure.
Which seat you want? Pick one.
The one by the bar. That's why you can afford it.
That's why I'm in the bathroom. Yeah, but you brought your cooler. That's cheating.
I never leave home without it.
That's future planning. What are you cheating?
I thought the bigger cup was future planning.
He's going to come out nice on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Good shot by Alec.
Are you going L?
Yeah, come with us right there.
If you're making a
We would
refill, I'm
think
making a
a
refill.
break here sooner or later. I might have another cigarette.
Yeah, it's refill time. I want them to go in.
my wife said, "Do you want to retire early, or do you want to be able to play pool?" I'm like, "Well, when I retire, I'm going to play pool." Right.
When I can't hardly see, I'll go get it done then.
Right.
Go all the way if you want.
Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, yours.
That's up to you.
Some smooth stroke there. 6 inside, probably just keep it out a little bit, keep himself a little angle. And shoot all three into that same corner if he wants to.
Looks like he was trying to.
Yeah, it didn't come over quite as much as he wanted. Now he can still draw it over into the right rail and back over the 6. He may go forward with this one, go 2 rails, come back out for the
8 ball.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Gary say we'll know when he's queuing up. He's queuing low just to go just 1 rail.
Oh,
Good
nicely
choice.
done.
And he can pick which side he wants to be on. Just he's enjoying that draw stroke, so let's stay on the side he's on now. And Casey's looking as strong on this one as I've ever seen him. Twelve to 6. That's pretty commanding. Somehow or another, again, like we said earlier, Alex got to find a way to
I think we're actually sitting at
put a stop to it.
13-6 now.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you hadn't marked that one up yet. So
Yeah, there he goes now.
is that one gonna make it, or is it just gonna sit up there to be a duck?
It's quacking.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of feathers there, and it's got a nice way to come around a couple rails, and big giant opening to get between.
Yeah, be kind of careful around that 4 and 5.
Yeah. Goes to the far side of it. I thought he was gonna put a little bit of inside and try to stay on the other side of it, but
Karam 10 ball here.
Oh, man.
and that's one of those I think a 9 ball probably would have.
Right. So everything's set pretty good here.
So
Mr. Mike Burke, long time no see. How you been? And more importantly, when are you going to come back and join us? See sneaking in over there to the bottom of the comments section. Yeah, I'm sure he'll call the 3 on this one. Actually,
But that leaves it tough now.
yeah, I'm really surprised he actually hit it
table like
quite
that.
that
Leaves
hard.
it tough. I think you can see a corner, little cut of it, but
Which is a good safety play.
right.
Oh, look at
That's
that.
a good lead. If it don't keep rolling,
no, I think it's going to be hidden.
jump it now.
It is, but the closer he gets to that pocket, the more that becomes a jump shot.
Mhm.
He's got only
He's
about
got
half
the
a
jump cue out.
he's got about half a 9 ball to jump over and small cut. He's got a good chance of making this one. He's no stranger to that jump cue.
No, I've seen him make some amazing shots with that jump cue.
Solid hit, and is it going to stop
Bottom
rolling?
rail.
Yeah, looks like it took out the bottom right corner. I tell you, shooting off that rail, I think is
It's
something
tough.
that amateurs, myself included, we end up there all the time. We just don't practice it enough.
Right.
Got himself a good leave there with that
Yeah,
shot.
sure did.
And I've actually took time myself personally to practice hours with an open bridge.
Yep.
Just because of being on that back rail so much.
So, well, normally speaking, on a normal shot, straight in, 3 feet away, all that. What is got some English on that one.
Well,
Do you look at the cue ball last or the object ball last?
I always look at the object ball last.
So I do the same unless it's jacked up or sitting on a rail. Then I have a tendency to look because I don't want to miscue.
Right.
So I just try to line it up straight and look at the object ball. Probably a very bad practice. Just the way that I've done it.
Well, and technically, if you're already aimed for that jump shot,
Right.
you should already know where that tip is going to hit on that cue ball. But like you say, everybody's different, you know.
Well, proper mechanics mean you don't have to do that.
Right.
I can look where I can close my eyes and look straight up at the sky and do whatever. You just don't move your head and everything should stay still.
And now we're back to shooting from behind the glass.
Yes.
Ooh. That might put a hurt there.
Unlucky roll there off the 5.
Yeah, there's no problems on this table.
Especially being a lefty.
Still.
But if you think about it, a right-handed person would have had a tough shot there, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously
shot.
with ball in hand, you just make it a longer shot,
Right.
but it's definitely an advantage on that side of the table. Oh, babied it.
He made this earlier, though, remember?
That is right.
Second, third game we made this.
I think he only had 1 ball left after it.
Yeah, he'll
But
go all
this
the
is
way.
an up and down rail anyway.
Didn't catch it good.
Oof.
Looks long shot, but it's a straight shot.
Kind of a stop shot, too, for your
Or
lead.
even with a little draw, you'll come off that side rail. No, just like that.
And once again, proper mechanics make that an easy shot. It's you aim for the pocket 2 feet in
Right.
front of the ball, and
Capitalization, that's what it is here.
like I said,
Like I said, it's not like Alec's not shooting bad at all. It's just it's the one shot that you do miss, and the person capitalizes on it.
I mean, Casey's always been a good player, but this is I haven't seen him shoot quite at this level before. Not out here, I should say.
Right.
And, but that's
He's definitely been shooting solid lately.
When it just all looks so casual, which means you're absolutely doing it right.
When you're
every part of it.
comfortable, you know, you had a great day, day went by nice, day at work, you know what I mean? You go home, you maybe take a quick nap, something like that.
Flowers smell
Yeah,
great.
you know, and then you come to shoot pool, you're in that mindset that's just the way you have to be at, though. If you know, I've said it 100 times because I used to argue with my ex-wife all the time and try to go shoot pool, and it's like I left an argument to try to go shoot pool, and it never worked.
I can see that. Hence the ex-wife part.
Oh my god, that's why she's an ex. Well, one of the reasons.
I gotta find somebody that supports my rep career.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, she wouldn't have been the one.
Definitely playing with the push rule.
Yes.
Yeah. Can't imagine by now he's having trouble counting, so yes.
He's gonna leave a pocket.
Tough shot to get back on the 4. He doesn't have to get all the way back up to it, but
He's got a good draw.
gets the back of that cue though, and
The draw was there.
Oh, he definitely has the lead on the 4. Probably 2 straight on it.
but again, Alex,
Yeah.
his shot's not any easier. Well, he can use the
No.
5 ball here to help him out.
But this is the time where he'll need to capitalize on it.
Yeah, that 5 will help it just stay over by where that piece of chalk is, about the second diamond.
Problem, I think if he draws it, though, he's going to run into that 3 a little bit. Or that. No, maybe I'm wrong.
Well, being so close, he's gonna go ahead and play a defense.
Yeah.
Might be a
It's
little
traveling
hard.
fast.
Yeah, a little hard.
Now, here comes a confident shot. Because he's
A
just,
little bit of roll.
I think he's going to drag it over to the other side.
Yeah, you were absolutely right. Like you said, it was like kind of with ease.
Looks so easy when somebody else does it.
Right. I promise you I would have missed that shot.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where either one of those 2 balls are going to
Did he
end up.
roll
and
this one just a little too far, maybe?
He is
Yeah, I think he's got
close.
an edge of it.
He's definitely behind it just a touch, so he might have to go
Yeah,
find
come
an
back
option
around,
B.
maybe back up to the top. Ooh. Well, can't
guess
go wrong there.
I guess he did call that shot.
Yeah.
Man, I just went down to a 749.
All right.
I wouldn't have called that one.
Well, the way everything's going for him right now, though, he's
Yeah,
definitely feeling it.
he's got a gear going, that's for sure. I've seen a few like pro matches where I'll be sitting there and someone just get into a solid gear, and it just amazes me just to sit and watch them in their, like you were talking about earlier, fundamentals and stuff.
Yep.
It's ridiculous, you know.
The better they're shooting, the more boring it is. Did you ever watch? Yeah, we talked him into that one. Since you have been watching like TV pool, whenever I started to reach towards the end, do you remember them playing sudden death 7-ball?
Mm-hmm.
That I was actually kind of surprised that one didn't stick around a little bit more, because you couldn't miss, because it will. I mean, if you miss, you get ball in hand, and they're probably going to run out. But you got to see just how good of a shot maker pros were when they were doing that, because there was no safeties. If you don't make there was no calling safe. If you miss a shot, you're handing over ball in hand to a pro.
Well, that's even with the pass. What was it? 10-ball. Was it 10-ball the Predator? Or yeah, they did the sudden death in.
Did they? Okay, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, they did. I think it was the World. Was it? It might have been the World. They were doing.
I wish I'd seen that.
2 sets to 4, and then if you tied the sets, then they would go to sudden death. And I'm trying to think of who it was. Somebody made like 17. It might have been Sky Woodward. Made like 17 straight sudden death shots.
Jeez. So anybody out there in listening land, if y'all want to do a one of the 7-ball like that, it's a very tough game to play. You let me know. We're gonna sign you up quick. It's a very dynamic game, but man, you really get to see some shots come out. And those guys, I mean, when English starts taking on that table, with them trying to pull the ball around and get a breakout that's all the way up table, and how they got to it, that was something. Go ahead. All right. Every time Alec gets one, it looks like he's gonna get back on a roll. It's in case he finds a way to get out the next
capitalize it. I fault at that a lot. Seriously, I mean, I'll run 6, 7 balls on a 9-ball rack, You miss that one ball, and the person
Yep.
capitalizes on it, and they take you. It's just follow through, and
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's again, it's the difference. Depending on the caliber of persons you're playing. When we're playing in league, I know
Right.
I've got a buffer zone there of, at this skill level, I can miss down to the 6 ball and I still feel comfortable. I
Right.
can miss down to the 4 ball and I'm comfortable. Different kind of ways, or maybe I just give it to you and let you. If I don't feel that you can run 9 balls, for example, then I just miss the 1. Let you
Right.
do all the work, and I'll pick up the scraps at the end. And it's a good strategy unless you're playing somebody, like these guys, or like a whole lot of people in the area. That
or if you're playing in an APA league where it's
Yep.
counted per ball.
oh yeah, you definitely don't
well.
want to do that there.
I've seen a lot of people lose matches to overconfidence.
Oh, easily.
And
Good
you
Lord.
know, you can be a good shot and you can make shot balls. You can do whatever you want, but when you get down to the table or you get ready for a match and you're like, I don't have a fear of losing to this person, chances are your time's coming.
Very good chance that you're going to lose that one. Ooh, he doesn't have a whole. He's going to have to.
You got a half a ball there.
He had to throw that one a little bit, I believe.
But he did it very well. Got himself a good lead here.
It looked straight in.
A little bit of follow.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of stop shots here.
No,
Draw that one back just a fraction, and
you're gonna have to.
just to clear the 8 ball.
Right.
So the next one's almost a stop shot.
Definitely making them stop shots.
I mean, if it's working, don't change it.
Right.
Yeah, he's-
no, absolutely. He's in the gear.
He's absolutely on point. Even better whenever you get to move the cue ball that little. I mean,
Right.
everything has to go right then.
It's going to have to actually move the cue ball a little bit on this one.
Yeah. It's not so bad.
Probably need to
Tough-
move it quite
tough
a
Just
bit.
a back and forth shot afterwards.
Yeah, and this one, I don't even know that I try to
I wouldn't put
play
much
position.
on
I
it.
just let it keep kind of
Yeah.
going back and forth. You're going to have a shot.
Right. I wouldn't
Oh,
put much on it.
He got a little
You
inside
got a
on
nice
that.
little bump.
Oh yeah, just like you planned. Just to straighten
it's
it out.
perfect.
Nice little bump.
I'm sure you use the inside just because it makes the shot easier on the 9 ball, but that could have been trouble. That bump drops that 10 ball straight in the rail, and it's a whole different shot.
Ouch.
Definitely, I want to say again, you got a nice setup here.
I appreciate that. Fun project.
Fun project.
Yeah, it had no headaches at all, right?
No, none at all.
Good to go.
I don't have no doubt I'll probably see it again.
Hope so. I think to his point, I've definitely found out that whenever it comes to like trying to call somebody in to do something that was a little more specific, or that I just didn't want to do, I've never had so many lack of return calls, no shows, things like that.
Well, being an HVAC guy, I can definitely tell you got the HVAC system going well.
It does get freezing in that room sometimes, but
I definitely love the mini splits.
yeah, that's the biggest thing that we try to do for that room. So anybody that hasn't been here, it is a very, very controlled climate environment inside of that room, which is why I had to build a separate room because I was freezing in the corner. It's great for the players that are, jumping up and running around the table so much.
Up, moving, sweating,
Yes.
nervous.
And one of the most important things about that room is keeping the humidity right around the 40% level. And as an HVAC person, I'm sure you know that a normal house is around 55 or so.
Well, pool players dream of 40%.
Yeah, because it everything rolls so much more so much more true. Now, if you've got a whole bunch of people that are kind of constantly opening the doors and things like that, it changes very quick.
Right.
But it does roll different whenever you get it down in between that 38 to 42 kind of mark. And However, when you first walk in the door, it's chilly.
Yeah, I was
think
surprised,
now it's
really.
71 right now.
Ouch.
Nah, that wasn't. I was actually really surprised because it was, being an outside building,
Yeah.
it's tougher to actually air condition or keep the humidity level down.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you walked in, you could tell from being outside and the humidity coming in, It was awesome.
There's the equivalent of 2.5 tons of AC in there. In a 900 square foot building, so it's a little oversized.
Yeah,
But to your point, it has to be.
it does to keep the humidity level down for sure. It's a nice shot there.
Very nice.
He's definitely controlling the ball.
Mm-hmm. And taking no time in between shots.
No.
Just firing away.
Like I said, he's definitely in a gear, that's for sure.
Especially when you're willing to do something like that, because he could have just pulled it back out from where it was sitting. He didn't have to go across
Nice
the
and
table.
easy instead
Go
of
right back across for the same pocket.
I'm telling you, I'm whenever they're done, I'm gonna have to go in and play pool because now I see how easy this game is. I mean, you just put balls in pockets, right?
That's what they say.
He's on point. Alex, like I said, he's missed a couple of easier ones, but the rolls aren't working. The points are catching him. It's just those little tiny things that's cost a lot of games here.
Did they mention of a second set or no?
They haven't talked about a second set. I think they're just starting with this one, and
Seeing where it goes.
yeah. So
I think
And that's always-
originally I think he only talked about the one set.
yes. Yeah, they definitely, because like even when they call it originally, it was going to be one race to. And normally speaking, if somebody's planning on doing multiple races, they're not going to have a race to 21. They're
Right,
going to do
right.
to 11, maybe 15.
15. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, right now at this point, we're sitting at about 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And this first set is almost done.
Yeah.
If it continues the
Three
way it
balls
is
on the
going.
ring. 1, 2, 3.
Well, but there's also got to be a point that, like, in this situation, does Alec decide today's just not a great day?
Right.
Cut your
And you
losses.
do have to know that.
And
Take your medicine and walk away.
Yep. But now, if all of a sudden, let's say that Alex runs back the next 9 games, well, now he's feeling on point. Even if he
Right.
was to lose it, now you think you got a chance to
He,
get your money
he might
back.
have the momentum going his
Right.
way at that point.
It can change in a heartbeat.
But yeah, you definitely have to know when. You know what? Let's just try this a different day. I'm gonna go home.
I've
I'm
learned
gonna
the
correct
hard
a
way
couple of
plenty of
things.
times.
And the good thing about being able to shoot, whenever it comes to on a stream, doesn't have to be here, but just even pulling your phone out is go home, look at it, and say,
What did I do wrong?
look at my back foot, look at my back hand,
Right.
look at my elbow.
My elbow dropped, or my eyes, I bumped my head up, I lifted my,
Something minor that makes a
Right.
big deal that you don't notice.
Right, fundamentals are key. I mean, it could just be the simple drop of an elbow,
Yep.
and that's where 5 of your shots missed, and he capitalized on that.
And I will say for other people that stream out there, and I'm not targeting anybody, but some of them, and Tim over here will tell you that I'm not a fan at all of the overhead view. I like it for the break or trying to look at shots or things like that.
Nice shot.
But you are giving the player no feedback by
Right.
showing that you might as well be playing a video game or
Right.
watching a video game. You want to see exactly like
This
what you're
view,
seeing
yeah.
now and see the player's strokes, see their mechanics, see what it is they're doing right or doing wrong. And the player wants to go home and be able to watch and see that exact same kind of thing. So for those streamers that have an overhead view, try to keep it down to a minimum. Not trying to tell you what to do, but you do your stream the way you want to. But
Especially if it fish eyes.
hey, I got a new light. I don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I wasn't saying yours. I don't honestly watch many others than this one much. I mean, I'm watching the one that you have pulled up here since it's up and I'm forced to, but
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna switch it just because I was talking about that.
Huh?
just to show that there is times that this can be used. But that fisheye view used to annoy the hell out of me.
Well, yeah. When you switch the light, you got rid of that, though.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though, it's definitely been a good set. I mean, it's tough for me when I respect both persons' games.
Without a
You
doubt.
know, I've seen Alec play lights out, no doubt. I've seen Casey play lights out, no doubt.
Mhm.
So it's kind of tough to get in there and, pick and choose. Because you know what both of them can do.
Mhm.
I mean, with that shot right there, I think it's just kind of I don't want to say he's given up, but at the same time, that's real hard to try to come back from right now.
Yeah, 12 games is tough.
Oh, 12-1, yeah. Right, and
It's,
with
I
the
mean,
way these-
it's a 13-1 race right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, and you're gonna do that against somebody that's been on point
All night.
session,
Yeah, all night.
Yeah, to your point, it's a whole lot easier to watch that when it's somebody that you don't like.
I agree. But like I said, I respect both players' games.
Absolutely.
100%. There's that cut, but he missed it this time. Is he gonna get a little roll?
Don't do that to
Wow.
me. Come on.
No, good old jelly roll.
And Alex laughing over here.
Yeah, he knows. That's that Boston cream.
He's like, he's kind of like, I don't know, guys. I'm just not supposed to win. I
Right.
get it.
I mean, he hasn't had a roll yet tonight.
And to
Bad
your
to
point
worse.
just now,
Yeah. And a lot of players do. They'll get frustrated. Like I've seen players that just like give up. They're like, "Oh, my game sucks," because they're losing. Neither of these players are gonna do that.
No, I'm actually surprised we haven't seen a whole lot more acoustic slamming.
Right.
A few words that would have to later be edited. He's held himself together surprisingly well,
Right.
considering some of the things that's happened. That last one being.
Well, they both
Be an
hold good
example.
character, So
Agreed.
you won't see that.
I definitely say that's it's actually saying a lot even for Alec. He's still a young shooter, and that's the
Oh,
people
yeah.
that usually have the.
ego.
I shouldn't say usually have the quickest temper. There's a whole lot of people that's even our age, mid 40s or
What are
so.
you trying to
that
say?
Yeah. See,
I'm not going to say I haven't broke a couple of Johns before. I'm just saying. It happens.
started using carbon fiber because they don't break as easy.
Yeah. I'll
bet.
tell you what, though, like Casey was saying earlier, it took him, what do you say, like 3 months to get used to the carbon fiber?
Mhm.
I'm going on 6 months, and I'm still having issues with inside English on it. But I used a high deflection wood shaft prior,
Mhm.
and then jumping to basically a low deflection shaft. It's a whole new ball game, and I've seen people jump in there 2 weeks later. They got it on point.
Mhm.
I think it was Donnie Mills I was talking to at Corner Pocket one time, and he had even said that, like, I don't know, I think it was almost a year of straight practicing with the carbon fiber to get everything. And I don't even think that, I think he even mentioned that he still isn't 100% with it. You're switching your whole, it's like starting over again.
Yeah, when you gotta, and I'm guessing the better the player, it's probably even that much harder because the
Right.
mechanics of what your probably low deflection shaft. I mean, I've been using low deflection shafts for, ever since the Z came out. So for a long time. I still, there's just, for me personally, I still found it to take longer than I was willing to put into the effort of
Right.
switching.
And you get frustrated. That's the problem. it's like shots you know you're supposed to make, and then you're not making them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, with myself personally, it was inside English with it. For some reason, and I've heard multiple people say it.
Mm-hmm.
And inside English with the carbon fiber is
It's
totally
a new,
different.
Yeah, and it's a new muscle memory at that point.
Right.
Because you're used to going in or out this far, depending on your speed, and now all of that's changed.
And if you played long enough, you've already started in that muscle memory of you already know what you're going to do. You know what I mean? It's already set. You don't even have to mess with it. But then you put a new cue or a new shaft in there, and it's like, oh, what did I do?
Oh, wow. God, Lord.
Yeah, that was just it's another one of those jelly rolls there.
I think he's got the side if he wants it.
He might have half a ball, yeah.
He does. It does look like it.
We go back to that top view.
It's because I wanted to see the shot. Shut up.
No reward, though.
If you don't want me to... That's that bit of frustration, I think.
Well, it'd have been tough to get back on that 4 ball either way, but one thing I've noticed about Casey is that he definitely slow rolls a lot of balls.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you do see a lot of people get out there and they just get fancy, and they overthink it. And
well, to be honest with you, that comes a lot with trusting the table that you're playing on.
Or that or trusting your stroke as well.
Yep.
You know.
Well, anything that's got because diamonds aren't the only ones. Obviously, with pro cut pockets, they will spit a ball back out.
Oh, absolutely.
This is not a tight pocket table. This is standard 4.5 pro cut, and if you're using the standard cut pockets, you can tighten them up to 4.25, and it's probably still going to roll about like what this does. As far as going in, it's either gonna go or it's not. Hitting it harder just makes it that much more difficult.
Right.
So you better be, if you're gonna hit it harder, you better be more accurate. And when it spits it out, you have no idea what direction it's coming.
Yeah, it's a little bit of draw here and come back in there. Pretty much lights out.
You can just float this one forward.
Yeah.
Got a nice angle to push it towards that side rail.
And come back over.
Let's play last pocket.
If you're shooting as good as he is right now,
Yeah.
you can do things like that.
Yeah. There it is.
All right, everyone. Definitely thought it'd be a little bit closer, but as you saw, sometimes rolls are just going one way, and Casey just absolutely shot his mind out here. Hope to see both these guys out here again real soon, and in the same respect, hope to see all of you join us next time that we come out. Thank you, Tim, for running our controls over here, and Chad for joining us over here in the booth. It makes it a lot less boring to have other people inside of here with us.
I appreciate the invite.
Oh, absolutely. And by all means, please come back anytime. So for all of you watching, again, appreciate you being here, and we'll see you soon. I'll get the flyer out for the next matchup as soon as one of y'all decide to come on out and play. Give us a shout. We'll always get you hooked up. Thanks, everyone.